My name is Sherry Gray, and I'll be your session moderator today. It is now my pleasure to hand over the session to our first presenter, Martin Steinman. Martin?
Thank you, Sherry. Welcome, everyone. I'm really thrilled you could make it today. Let me start with a quote that is a good fit, I think, for a 10 years anniversary. It really is 10 years since I founded SIPfoundry in 2004. So here it goes. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up people to collect wood, and don't assign them to tasks and work, but rather teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea. I think we've all seen the move into the cloud, and we have pondered about the telecoms industry and how it would make that transition. While this transition is happening in the SMB space, it has not yet really started in the mid-sized to large enterprise space. We believe the main reason to be in the inherent complexity of these solutions and the stickiness of legacy PBX products that continue to serve a very basic but mission-critical need. I have founded SIPfoundry in 2004 to change this, at a time when the SIP protocol was new, and we saw a significant opportunity to accelerate the transition of an entire industry. SIPfoundry is incorporated in Massachusetts, today as it was then, as a not-for-profit corporation with assets in the public domain. It's an independent organization, and our prime mission is the development of a cloud telecom solution that is significantly easier to deploy and use, something that IT people actually like. I think we have made great strides since then, and today's webinar will highlight some of our accomplishments. So if you could move us to the next slide, Sherry. So there's always a vision required to do something that has longevity as SIPfoundry does. The foundation of SIPfoundry has been such a solid vision. We are passionate about taking telecom into the cloud to deliver something IT people like to work with, something that actually runs in a standard and modern IT infrastructure, and a solution that fundamentally changes the economics of acquiring and running a telecom solution in the cloud. We're about providing a solution that is significantly easier to use, easier to design and deliver a production system, easier to deploy, easier to run and support, and finally easier to integrate with other primarily web-based and mobile applications. The SIPX ECS solution is delivered from a standard cloud environment, typically an IaaS or infrastructure as a service infrastructure, either your own or a private or hybrid cloud offering. SIPX ECS is your infrastructure or platform to deliver communication services to your enterprise. It's not vertically integrated, as in the old days, but capable of delivering service to any device, in any location, even globally, and with a rich services mix going far beyond basic voice. If telecom is to become a service delivered from the cloud in this way, whether this is your own cloud that you run internally, an external cloud service, or a hybrid, the software doing the job has to be designed for this environment from the ground up. This is exactly what we did, and the result is quite amazing. Our resource footprint in a cloud environment is a fraction of a legacy solution, and SIPX ECS is the only solution that effortlessly scales from a single host into a global cluster. We are the first to use a modern NoSQL data layer based on MongoDB that offers partition tolerance and high availability without geographic boundaries. In typical global deployments, that leads up to an 80% reduction in required hardware and corresponding labor. And did you know that you can set up a small test system with all the services in a virtual on your laptop in less than 10 minutes? Let's get to the next slide. We have a growing user community, and we did for quite some time. But like with any open source solution, it's often difficult to measure who is really using it. We currently believe it's over 1 million people. We are amazed again and again to hear from large deployments that grew organically over time to at the end deliver cloud-based telecom services to both small and large companies, universities, school districts, and government agencies. As I said, based on our numbers, we believe that our conservative guess adds up to over 1 million users of SIPx ECS worldwide, but we could be far off from this, who knows. We take this as the best testimony of the value of our solution and the reach of the community. We thank our users and will continue to make SIPx ECS not only available, but better with every release. Next. So let me quickly talk about our higher education or education and government program. Especially for education and government, we have a special affinity to their needs and deploying a cost-effective system while open and extensible to accommodate a diverse population of users. A special program, the SIPfoundry education program, allows members to get direct access to the SIPfoundry organization and team while getting a fully supported solution at the lowest cost available. As all existing members would tell you, this represents an unbeatable value, and it gave them a system they can be proud of. The program is growing and includes more and more institutions and agencies. We started to conduct regular meetings, introducing like-minded IT people to each other, enabling self-help and a rich exchange of best practices and relevant experience that people made, scaling and refining the system. I would like to encourage everyone representing an education institution or a government agency to contact us and hear more about the program and its members, and we will have some more testimony and discussion about this later in today's program. Next one. So I think there is more to do. Let me run through some of the highlights of what we think we need to do next in this slide. As I said earlier, our vision has been constant and we continue to implement it. There is more that remains to be done, and we would like to get your help to do it. Your input really matters. The main areas of further improvement we see in areas of making SIPx ECS even better as the leading software to build cloud-based communication solutions. We remain focused on mid-sized to large enterprise, but do not want to forget about the many smaller companies using SIPx ECS today. We believe that we already have about a 10x advantage when it comes to total cost of ownership. This can be further improved, and we know how. We get asked about multi-tenant capability quite a bit as a requirement at the low end of the market. We think we can accomplish multi-tenant economics while delivering single-tenant capabilities and features to every customer. We'll talk about more of that in the coming months. We want to really leverage the cloud, and that means we cannot stand still and be satisfied with a solution that runs in an infrastructure as a service environment. The cloud technology progresses at a rapid pace, and we think we can significantly benefit from this, both as it relates to resource allocation as well as the wealth of analytics that was created for the cloud over the last years. And finally, we do think that we can obsolete the telephone, believe it or not. Desk phones still represent up to 50% of the total cost of ownership or the total cost of deploying a new system. Money spent on a device with little capability, no apps, no mobility, an awkward display, and an archaic look. SIPx ECS does not lock you into a telephone and instead accommodates a wide variety of devices that can serve as endpoints for different services, including instant messaging, video, conferencing, and other neat things that can be done with a system like this. Smartphones are an obvious choice, and increasingly web applications leveraging WebRTC. We consider this to be yet another significant opportunity to reduce cost and increase versatility and value added to your organization by a system that follows modern and open design principles. And I'm quite proud of what we accomplished up until now. So let me close by giving you a couple contact possibilities. If this got you inspired today and you'd like to hear more, contact us. As I said, your opinion matters. We are passionate about what we do, and we want to hear from you. We can only make SIPx ECS better through collaboration. Thanks for joining today, and I'll meet you on our mailing list, our website, or you can contact us or me directly using info@sipfoundry.org.